If you research for business credit card online, you're going to be presented with countless options, but it's never really clear what features really matter and what you can do without. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Zach Ritchie, and today I'm breaking down the definitive list of features you should always look for in a business credit card and which features are going to actually be harmful and costly over time so that you can maximize this financing tool. So from lucrative rewards and cashback programs to interest rates and fees, I'm going to help you understand the fine print and decode all industry jargon so you can narrow down your search to cards that align perfectly with your business's financial goals. Now, please do me a favor, subscribe to our channel, and without further ado, let's get started. So what should you be looking for in a business credit card offer? Well, number one on the list is 0% interest, and this is a no-brainer. One of the downsides to traditionally using someone else's money to fund your business is the percentage that you're going to be stuck paying while using that funding. Basically, the high interest rate system is how banks and lenders make a majority of their money. And so any time that you can get around paying interest on anything, your first instinct should be to jump on that offer. If you can borrow and repay the money before the interest hits, you are golden. So when you're doing the initial search, you're going to find that many business cards offer 0% interest from anywhere between 6 to 22 months, but not every card does, so be careful. And even if you can just snag 6 months of 0% interest, that's still an incredible tool for your business to use. Now let me explain why this is such a big deal. When you are utilizing 0% interest offers, typically you're only responsible to pay about 1% of whatever the balance is each month for maintenance. So let's say you got a $25,000 card that you're utilizing and it's got that 0% offer. Even if you max it out during this period of time, you're still only dealing with a $250 maintenance payment to have access to all of that funding. And if you have the right insight, you can utilize business credit cards just like cash. Now, speaking of utilizing credit, another thing that you should be seeking out for business credit cards are rewards. Credit rewards can vary, but typically they come in the form of either cashback, travel perks, and points that can be redeemed for travel kickbacks, gift cards, statement credits, and more. So with these card rewards, you're ultimately being incentivized into using the card more aggressively than other cards in your wallet. Let's say you're in a position where you're using a credit card to cover certain monthly purchases anyway. Then a rewards card should be your number one choice for most, if not all of those costs. With points, you're usually getting 1 to 5 points per dollar spent on eligible purchases. So for example, 50,000 points may equate to $500 that you can use in the lender's reward system. Now with cash back, you're getting anywhere from 1 to 5% back depending on whatever the offer is. So usually banks will choose a category or two that are going to get the top bonus percent, and then the other categories get the 1% cash back. So if you spend $10,000 in the period, depending on the card, you could get anywhere from $100 to $500 right back to you. And with the cashback rewards, you can elect to get it back via check, deposit into a bank account, or even put it towards the debt on that same card. You've also got travel rewards as an option on some accounts. Now this system also works on points, but are focused mainly on travel and dining. And depending on the card lender, you can also get access to airport lounges, discounts on hotels and flights, or earn points redeemable for miles to get flights for free. This tier of reward can be incredibly useful if you travel a lot for business or go to a lot of conferences, or you can save the points up and use it to take yourself on vacation every once in a while. Now, another thing to be mindful of when you're looking to explore new business credit cards is, can you leverage existing relationships with this new card? So let's say you've got two potential cards that you're investigating, and they have basically the same reward, same cashback, etc. And you need to make the final judgment call. So you're always going to want to go with the card that has a connection to a bank that you've got good history with, if possible. You can easily double or triple your approved limit on a new business credit card if you've already laid that baseline of positive credit history with that same bank. So just like we said at the start of this video, banks are making their money on you spending with them. So if you already proved that you're good with their money once, they're going to roll out the red carpet to get you to work with them even more than with the competition. So use this thirst to your advantage. So we've covered what you should be absolutely looking for in new business credit, but let's take a minute and look at what you should be avoiding at all costs. Number one, annual fees. Now, an annual fee is a cost that you pay credit card issuers for having certain cards. Typically it's once a year, and it can be anywhere from $95 all the way to $1,000 a year on average. Before you jump in the comments and rip me up and talk about, oh, well, this card that I have is amazing and it saved my whole business and it only has a $100 yearly fee and I can definitely handle that. I understand. Some card benefits outweigh a yearly fee, but you want to make sure that the cost is going to make the most sense for your business. Cards with annual fees typically offer more or better rewards, but if they're focused on categories that don't apply to your business, then the annual fee card isn't worth it. So let's use a real world example. Let's look at the Amex Platinum card. Now this card has a $695 annual fee, but it offers these rewards to its cardholders. Now I'm not gonna sit here and read off this whole list, but just glancing at it, you can see the totality of the rewards surpass the annual fee. So you can absolutely get your money's worth with this card. But if you don't travel with Uber or use Walmart Plus, or you want a SoulCycle bike, then you may miss out on hundreds of dollars worth of rewards that you're stuck paying for anyways. Having a card with an annual fee is not the end of the world, but it is something to be mindful of when you are budgeting out for the future. So the next thing to watch out for are cards with inadequate fraud protection. So when you are really in the thick of this and you're really thinking about the here and now and the funding that's gonna help your business grow, sometimes you're not thinking about the what ifs or the future. Identity theft is a booming crime, and hundreds of thousands of people fall victim to it every day. So the last thing that you need is to hassle with a bank over what charges are yours and which ones aren't if your card were ever to get stolen. Of course, you have the ability to dispute charges that are fraudulent, but you want to ensure that the card that you're applying for has robust fraud protection so you aren't liable should your card information become compromised somewhere down the line. The other thing to look out for when you're going for a new business credit card are welcome offers that are just debt traps. Now, oftentimes when you open a new credit card, the lender's gonna dangle a seemingly lucrative short-term spending goal to get even more rewards or cash back. And a lot of cards do offer these, and yeah, they can be a great way to multiply the normal reward system. However, since they are all dependent on spending a certain amount of money within a certain amount of time, it often leads people to spend unnecessarily just to reach that bonus. If you've got to spend $8,000 in 3 months when you don't normally spend that much just to get $250 worth of rewards, the juice is not worth the squeeze in this scenario. Also, these welcome offer bonuses aren't always redeemable for items or rewards that you can actually use. So for example, the GM business card, it offers $750 in bonus earnings towards the purchase or lease of a vehicle after spending $5,000 on purchases in the first 5 months. While $5K in 5 months isn't necessarily abnormal spending for many, you may not need or want to purchase or lease a vehicle, so this welcome offer doesn't really benefit you at all. Now, if you find a card where the spending requirement and rewards make sense for you and your business, then this isn't a bad feature for you. It's just one to be mindful of to avoid getting tripped up on. You don't want to be spending a lot of extra money just to try to reach some goofy goal that isn't going to even help you. As you start building business credit and making a track record for yourself in terms of repayment and usage, you're going to find yourself getting countless credit card mailers offering you the world if you apply for that particular card. You know the ones I'm talking about. And when that happens, just remember what we covered in this video and ask yourself, are the perks worth it for your business? And do you even need the extra funds at that time? The moment you're approved for that card, that 0% clock starts ticking. And if you don't have the need for the card at that time, you're going to find yourself wasting the opportunity. If you found this video helpful, please let us know. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. If you love the video, I encourage you to check out the one I've linked in the description below. That video actually goes over how you can access up to $250,000 of business credit by covering some of the finance industry's most well-kept secrets when it comes to getting approved. So be sure to check that out. And as always, I'm Zach Ritchie. Thank you so much for joining me here, and we'll see you in the next one.